So here you are amidst contrast. But contrast is for clarification, not to beat you up. And the reason that sometimes it feels to you like the contrast of your life is beating you up is because you have not learned to manage your own vibrational relationship with that broader part of you. Some of you would say, well, if Source is so smart, and Source is, then why isn't Source managing the contrast between us better? And we say, because you have the free will to sift and sort and choose and offer vibrational frequencies. You are a transmitting and receiving mechanism, first and foremost. So when you think a thought, you have the right to think that thought. Law of attraction will bring things like that thought to that thought. Within 17 seconds of you focusing on something, another thought like it joins it. And that's momentum. You hold it for another 17 seconds in that thought vicinity, and another thought joins it, more momentum. By the time you cross the 68-second mark, there is enough momentum in your thought to establish your point of attraction. And that really is what we want to talk about all day, every day with you. We want to talk about your point of attraction. And what your point of attraction means is you and what you're emanating, and therefore what law of attraction is bringing back to you. That's all that it means. Your point of attraction means everything, because your point of attraction is you letting in or not letting in, you allowing into your experience things that are a vibrational match to your habit of vibrational offering. Most people have no awareness of their own vibrational offering. A belief is just a thought that you keep thinking. A belief is a vibrational offering. So if when you were born, your parents were feeling money shortage, and they spoke it to you on a pretty regular basis, before long, you began to believe their belief. Now, the reason that you began to believe their belief is because they demonstrated their belief all day, every day. Because they believed in not enough money, they did not have enough money. So you weren't making it up. You weren't just picking some unwanted thing out of the air and making it your belief. They believed it, they demonstrated it, you observed it, then you began demonstrating it. So you created the reality of the belief. But it didn't start out as a reality for you. It started out as someone else's reality, which you then observed. In the early days of Esther interacting with us, Esther and Jerry, they would say to us, but mostly Esther, Abraham, I know you don't think that I should be thinking about this or talking about this or watching this on television, but it is true. And since it is true, doesn't it deserve some of my attention? And we said, you have the free will to give your attention to anything that you desire. And there is nothing that is off limits. There is nothing that will go wrong. But it is of advantage to you if you understand that whatever you are giving your attention to, you will eventually make your reality. You will make it your truth. So it isn't that there are things that are believable that you then believe only. While that is true, there are things that are happening that as you focus upon them become your beliefs. It is that you are the creator of reality, and your beliefs are what are creating your reality. And so we just want to say that a belief is just a really practiced thought. So many times you will say, well, it's not my fault that I practiced that belief because I was just a little kid. And we say, not yesterday. And what you focus upon, whether you are a little kid or whether you are standing in your fully adult physical experience, what you focus upon causes you to emanate a vibration that law of attraction then matches. It really is just as simple as that. So we think you understand that. In fact, we can feel that you even accept that. You accept that you create your own reality, don't you? Yes. Seth coined those words through Jane. You create your own reality. Jerry said, that's nice to know. Tell me more. You create your own reality. Well, you create it through your thoughts, and you have control of your thoughts. So as you are standing in your now, whether you are thinking about the past, memory, or whether you are exploring the present through observation, or whether you are imagining into the future, You're doing it right now. And right now, while you're doing it, you're offering a signal that law of attraction is responding to. So it doesn't matter if it's the past or the present or the future that you're contemplating. Your contemplation and the vibrational content of that contemplation matters. In fact, it's everything. It's your point of attraction. We've been telling you, you've been listening to us for a while, haven't you? We can tell because you're up to speed. We can feel you coming right along with us. So we're going to make this introduction brief before we turn it over to the madness of your world. So, as you're exploring the variety that surrounds you and you're launching these rockets, there's this expansion that is taking place within you. And the question that we want to ask all day, every day is, are you keeping up with your own expansion? And the answer is yes if you feel wonderful, not so much if you are not feeling wonderful. You can tell by the way you feel. The way you feel is an indicator of one thing and one thing only. It's an indicator of you keeping up with your own expansion. It's an indicator of whether you are in this moment perceiving whatever it is that you are giving your attention to in the same way that the source within you is perceiving it. When you find someone who is really irritating and you feel the irritation of that demanding person, that feeling of irritation that you feel is your offness. It's your disconnection is too strong a word, but it's your pinching yourself off from the vibrational signal of your source who does not feel that way about that person. So that's when Esther would say, well then, I need to give you more information about that person. Because I'm certain if you had more information about that person that you would feel about that person the way I feel about that person. And we say, that's really a big tripping point for all of you, isn't it? Do you realize how much time you spend every day trying to get someone else to see something the way you see it? To validate the clarity that you know that you've come to by getting someone else's agreement. Esther used to say to Jerry, in fact she still does, hey, I'm going to talk to you about this. Let's talk about this. I want to know what you think. And Jerry would get that silly grin on his face and he would say, I don't think you want to know what I think. I think you want me to agree with you. And Esther never admitted it, but it was true every time. Because there's something about someone else agreeing with you that somehow sort of validates you. And we want you to know that the validation that you're looking for is that alignment with that source within you who has expanded and evolved and who stands as the vibrational reality of all that you have expanded to. So when you care about how you feel, you're coming into perfect alignment with who you really are. And nothing short of that will be enough for you. So if you've been listening to us for a while, you've been hearing us talking about law of attraction, and you've been hearing us talking about launching these rockets, and we've been telling you that you've been sending out a vibrational version of what you want, and that the source within you is standing in this vibrational reality. We've given it the name the vortex. In fact, we wrote an entire book about the vortex because we wanted to get your attention upon this vibrational reality that you have created that really is who you are, this vibrational version of you to which you want to achieve vibrational alignment. We so want you to know about that vibrational reality because we also want you to know that anything short of being a vibrational match to that vibrational reality where source stands, where you have evolved to, anything short of that is a diminishment of your moment and doesn't have to be. You get to have all that you've asked for. You just have to figure out how to vibrationally do that. So then we began explaining to you that while there is this vibrational version of you of all that you want, that when and only when you find vibrational alignment with that vibrational version, for example, if you've been asking for more money and you feel shortage today, maybe even afraid because a big bill came and you can't pay it, that feeling in your gut that you would describe as fear or uneasiness or disappointment, that feeling is your indicator that you're not up to speed with the money that's in your vibrational reality. The money that's in your vortex still stands there ready to be realized by you, But the fear in your belly is your indicator that you're not up to speed with it, and so it can't cross into your experience. It can't become realized by you. Now, creation is just about that. We want you to understand that all creation is about vibrational alignment. Vibrational alignment. So, did you hear us talking about the vortex? Did you read the book? Did you get the sense of the vortex? We were talking about that vortex for a couple of years, nonstop. So now we want to say to you that every thought that you offer, whether it's something wanted or not wanted, creates a vibrational version of it that in the beginning does not have enough momentum to actualize into your experience. So if you're saying things like, air travel is hard. Air travel is hard. And you just realized it today because today it was hard. There's not much momentum in that. And so while it's a vibrational reality that you have just added momentum to because of something that you observed, there's not enough momentum to really be a big part of your life experience. But if every time you fly, you say it, and every chance you get, you tell someone else about it, and you begin gathering hard air travel stories from others, you begin to get some momentum going about that, and you, without meaning to, create a vibrational reality that, depending upon what you're doing with your point of attraction, you will realize. So, are you getting the sense of this? You've launched a lot of rockets of wanted and unwanted, and some of them have more momentum than others. But how they show up in your experience, how often they come, how steadily they're there, and how they feel when they get there, is all about the momentum, which is all about the air time. It's all about the think time. It's all about the talk time. It's all about the attention time. Biggest word, it's all about the focus that you have been giving to them, you see. So that's why we now want to talk to you about your point of attraction, because you have laid the pathways to all kinds of things, wanted and unwanted. The question is, which of those pipelines is wide open and delivering a lot of payload to you, and which of those pipelines is closed and not giving you anything? Have you got the pipeline open to miserable air travel? You know if you do. They lose your bags every time. Do you have the pipeline open to meeting wonderful people everywhere you go? You know, because you meet wonderful people everywhere you go. Do you have the pipeline open to all the money that you can think of spending? Or have you got the pipeline open to not enough money? Which of your pipelines is open, you see? That's really what we want to talk about. What's active in your vibration?